Good morning, Heidi Foy here with Bullfrog Creatives and the NFR Hangover. Man, I think I'm not going to say why I think I don't feel very good today, but I will just tell you that I honestly don't know that I could make it in Vegas for a week. So maybe it's glad that we're watching from our couch, you guys. You are joining us live either on two different Facebook channels. The NFR Hangover now has its own Facebook channel, so head on over there, or page. Head on over there and but also make sure you give Bullfrog Creative some love too. And while we're on that topic about giving some love, hey, if you guys are really liking what you see and you would like to continue to support us, send us some stars on Facebook. So what this is 99 stars is 99 cents. So we're not talking big money, but we're talking a little bit. Like maybe we could have a coffee in the morning or something between the three of us. Yeah. So if you like what you see, send us some stars on Facebook. We're going to split those 3 ways and maybe buy a coffee and a donut if we're lucky. Hey, before we get started, we want to give a shout out to Cinch Jeans. I never know which way to turn here. Cinch Jeans for making us look good. Going a little casual today because it's Thursday and it's really rough to do this every day. They are trying to make us look good the best they can. It's a tough job, but they do a really good job. And let me get to the right page. Whew, I think I'm just like carrying on the rough around last night right into the morning show. Stay tuned. Hey, one more shout out to Williams Studio. They are live in Vegas, They are in Vegas, in person in Vegas at Resorts World at the event center. I believe it's in the tent behind. Con and Sharon Williams are there to kind of present and hopefully sell some of their Western artwork. Swing by. They have some smaller pieces. I know they have like some wine stoppers, some Western wine stoppers that are really cool. They also have a few small pairs of cowboy boots. And then, of course, these pieces that you see here. And I will add, I'm slightly biased. My favorite piece is actually one that they made of their daughter and myself when we were little, trying to get up on a horse. So that one's super cute. My second, well, it's probably my favorite actually, is a bulldogger that they did. They kind of created from a photo of my dad at Cheyenne Frontier Days. That's my favorite piece. We had an opportunity to store that bronze at our house for a little while. I say store it at our house because it was not given to us. I just got to hold it at one time for a short amount of time. So really good work, super authentic. This man knows knows the Western world inside and out. So make sure you guys swing by or head on over to their Facebook page. Okay, enough about that. Let's get back to the business. Oh, wait. Tony, shh. It starts. Listen. If come, pull it up, hold it up. There we go.
I do have a question.
Tough crowd.
These stars you speak of, what is that a like or what? Because I'm pretty literate about this stuff, but a lot of my friends
I've had a lot of people ask me about that. I don't know because when I look at it from Bullfrog Creatives. So let me see if I can find it here.
I'm on your page on my phone right now.
Okay.
I don't know how to give you a star. I mean, I know how to like. I hit like, but
let's see if I can show it. I'll show you.
Well, you guys are looking for stars. I got to talk about those wine stoppers. You actually have to close up a bottle of wine in your house because when one gets open in my house, there's no reason for a stopper. Just throw the cork away and it's gone. And I don't drink wine, so my wife's not here, so she can't hit me with the frying pan.
Okay, so this is, I don't know why the video is not showing, but see right down here, that's clear as mud, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right here it says send stars. So go in like you're going to comment.
Oh. All right. Oh, I see a star. Like I'm going to comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you can
have to pay you money?
Your comment or
like, how's it charge me?
Well, I think you have to have a credit card hooked to your Facebook account, which I know a lot of people don't like that either.
Hey, Jim Boy, just DM me over your credit card information. I'll get you all set up in there. And don't worry about the other Christmas charges.
You bet.
Yeah. So Stacy, yes, this Williams Studio. This is Con and Sharon Williams. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. And my other question before I go on, where's the good viewing parties? If anybody's out there watching, if you know, I had a recruit in here yesterday, and they're fixing to go out there, and so family friendly. They want to know where the good family friendly viewing parties are.
I tell you, last night on that viewing party, I get a call. I was in bed. I was asleep. It was a little after 11, but I got a text this morning. CJ Aragon went to the Orleans with his daughter, Lauren. And it was over there. Sydney Blanchard, who was CJ's rodeo for CJ, made the national final. She's got a viewing party over there at the Orleans. And they say that is a great show, very family friendly. So I know that one is pretty good.
They weren't last year. When I took the boys last year, they tried running us out of there and told me they had to be 21 to be in that area. We snuck back in. They let us. We kind of went and set it in the corner with Bob Tallman, and that was when Rump was there. But now he left there and went to the Mirage.
Anytime Rump's around, it's not a family friendly PG show. So that might have been the whole situation.
I will also say that you probably don't want to go to the one that Garrison is doing.
That one sounded fun, though. I mean, Garrison sounded, that was a good time yesterday.
I was just kidding about him running the music at the Hustler viewing party. But
what? Come on. I'm not going now. But you remember, Vegas's tagline forever was what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And then they swayed to family friendly, this and that. And then they realized that wasn't their niche. And it's back to what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas now. So
listen, except for social media gives it away.
I'm just happy when my brother first qualified in 2001 that Facebook, the cameras sucked on phones. There was no social media because I would not be able to run for politics in the future if they had information from back when he first went to the finals. I talked about it with my brother the other day, other brother Casey. We turned into vampires for 10 days. You just run all night and sleep all day.
Our college kid, I will not name names, but our college kid just got back, and she is in a liver recovery program now, she said.
Oh.
Okay, Heidi, I seen you commented, you seen the deal, and I meant to talk about that when I first got on here the day when I came back from the convention, but they talked about it at the convention. There's no number 21 this year. To honor the 21 people at the Uvalde incident. And so the mayor of Uvalde, he was at the convention, and they recognized him at the rodeo the other night. So that's pretty neat that there's no number 21 there this year.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. You know what I also liked? Was it last night where each of the barrel racers were running, like they were wearing the dog tags of someone that had passed that was in the military?
When I was out there with Emily helping, I think that was the night I walked her in when I was out there helping her that year. And she didn't really want it up here. She didn't want it flopping around. And so she put it on her breast collar, like down there where your tie down would go through your breast collar or something. I think cool. She put it down there somewhere and had the dog tags. So she had it on her saddle with her. So them girls are all like that. That's pretty neat.
That's cool.
Well, that's one thing that we know, rodeo and Western way of lifestyle. We honor our military and our first responders because we get to do what we love to do in the Western world is because of those people. So It's great to see, the PRCA, the contestants, paying tribute to these ones that give us this freedom.
And then you had that dude singing last night in the opening. You had to appreciate him. Did you see when they ushered the two older gentlemen up there? And they was like, stand right here, stand right here. And as soon as them guys came off the stage, he turned around like, get up here.
No, you get up front. Yeah, you get up here front and center. That was pretty good. He's like, yeah, no, you get up here. So now that was that part of the opening. Like I said, that's a concert I wanted to see right there. Yeah. I don't need skinny jeans and laser lights. That right there was America through and through.
Yeah.
Especially to have two World War II veterans up there on the stage, on Pearl Harbor Day. Remember that was pretty special right there.
And I guess I guess I'll let everybody know that I did have a guest lined up today. We still might try to get her on. I think she'd be worth trying to get on. She might be lost in Vegas. Who knows with her annex? But I won't call her out by name, but she is pretty famous for getting run over by a bareback horse at Pendleton.
Well, listen, I'm pretty sure she was in the description of the show today, so she's getting called out anyway.
Oh,
and I also will tell you that I'm pretty sure I see her on the stage at the South Point with Ty. So
yeah.
It might have been a rough night.
Hey, we forgot one new sponsor, Heidi, that we brought on. I got to pull it up here. I want to make sure everybody joins. Is that in the screen?
Professional Couch Jockey Rodeo Association.
I mean, Facebook's got a lot of members, and I think we start charging for cards.
Speaking of sponsors, I just had the fine list sent to me from last night, I guess, and I had a question about inability to freehand. They're like, why did Cole Franks get fined last night? And then bareback riders, they only have a certain amount of if their bind's too tight, if them pickup men, if they have to make a round or two around that arena, they will fine them. I had a kid several years ago when I was still in college, a friend of mine, went to a run down there in Texas, Jasper Crockett, I don't remember what used to go on down there. He hung and drug, and that was when a lot of the sponsor boards were plywood boards that they'd paint on, and they was hanging on the inside of the fence. He said he took like 3 of them off the fence, dragged along the fence, took the dragging of his life, and still got fined because he couldn't get his binds popped and for dragging, I guess. But
he got a drag fine on the bareback riding.
Yeah. And then also, what I tell you all ago, there's 7 people fined for not having the little bitty PRCA patch. I mean, like here's one of them little phone plug-in deals. And that's about how big that patch is. And
do they give them to you or something, or do you have to buy them, or what's the deal?
You buy a pack of 10 for $1,000. I'm kidding. I don't know. Wouldn't be shocked though.
I don't know, but most guys wear them right there on their chest. Yeah, they fined John Harrison. I think it was $1,000 for wearing an American hat sticker. Let me see here.
That plus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I think it might just be the big one that says American hat on American.
There. I don't know, but they might give him a shakedown this morning, make sure he's wearing wood underwear instead of Hanes or Fruit of the Loom. I don't know. Do you have wood underwear today?
So how does that work then? If you have like a competing sponsor that's sponsoring you,
you can't wear it. You got to tape it. You got to cover it up.
I'm guessing American Hats will pay that for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have and that's what the question was from my son, Jayton. He's like, I thought everybody sponsored, it didn't matter. I said, well, it's exclusive,
there's exclusives. And we dealt with that at the college finals. Remember Jim Boy there for a long time until the new title sponsor came on, which is essentially like, hey, whoever's helping these other contestants along, we can't help everybody. They need to have their time. So it just depends. You can wear it competing at regular rodeos. It depends on what's televised, what's in the contract with the television rights. I mean, it goes clear back to high school rodeo and even college rodeo. I mean, we were at the junior high finals, and my daughter had to tape up some of her patches on her shirts, and I felt bad.
Is it similar to the college finals? Don't they have to register each of their sponsors?
You can register, pay a certain amount for them to be on your shirt, but they wouldn't even let us do it at the junior high finals. If it competed with the national sponsor, cover it up.
Let's just move on. My blood pressure is gonna.
Somebody get Jim Boy blood pressure, Phil.
Yeah, because I have lots of questions. I mean, unless that national sponsor is giving everybody something, you're
handcuffing the other contestants.
Yeah, you're kind of.
Hey, let's talk rodeo. Let's talk something cool. Let's talk about Jess Pope just raking the hair off of Mayhem last night for 89 points.
Okay, wait a second. I want to, before you do that, have you guys noticed that we don't get to watch the cowboys and cowgirls ride out of the arena any longer? the last 2 nights, they've been going to some camera in the alleyway and not watching everybody file out of the arena.
Well, it was
Which
when
I
I made
will
that.
say the camera in the alleyway is pretty cool because you get to see like behind the scenes stuff. But is that correlated with people
Probably
falling off?
correlated with the night that the poor flag girl went down. I mean, they don't want, let's just get it off because like we've all said and watched, you don't know how those horses are going to act. The farther in the week we go, the more wound up those horses are going to get. There's just potential for disaster. So let's just take it out of the equation. I
do like the camera in the alleyway because then we just get to see a little bit more back there. So, Jim Boy, I'm going to ask one more question because we have a question in the comments. Are there always this many fines, or do we know about it now because of Facebook?
Yeah, you're just now. Yeah, I mean, it's always been a deal, and I'm really kind of surprised that it's leaking out. But I guess somebody don't care if they figure out trail it back to whoever goes to it. But I guess it's public. I don't know.
And like you go back to they find Sid Steiner when he tear his shirt off and flex going around victory laps. Cody all got fined every time he tossed a string into the stand. So it's always been there. It's just like you say, with social media and cameras on phones, it's just stuff gets out a lot easier.
I can tell you, like Brett Franks told me when he went the first year he went the bronc riding, and he was warned, they're going to be on you. And he says they can find me if they want. I'm going to take one right. I'm not going to take a chance. And you've seen there was a bareback rider last night. Well, it was Jess, wasn't it? Probably that took a little bit. I think Tom's, you're good. He's like, and so it's worth it. And it is. You just a little bit. If that horse has the advantage just a little bit, and you miss him out, they don't care. I mean, they're going to get you. They're going to reward you for taking a chance. They're going to reward you if you had your feet where they're supposed to be. So them guys will pay you. They can harp on them all they want. They'll pay $1,000 to $3,000, whatever, if they're going 30 or 79, whatever in the
or end. Gold buckle. I mean, when it's getting down. Yeah. And then it was Jess, because that round last night, Casey's winning the round with 87. Was that the semi-eliminators in the bareback last night?
Yeah, the eliminators are tonight.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun because they were tough last night. But you saw Jess. He never said he's good. And Jess, he just kept working, and he wanted it right, and he did what's best for him because that young man has been. I think he's placed on every one but the 6th round. He was 85, but he's won. I mean, he's won 2 firsts, 2 seconds, split 4th, 5th, and 6th one round, and won a straight up 4th. I mean, he is 7.5 points ahead of Casey Field in the average after last night. So, yeah, you know what? Find me 3,000. I'm going to win 28 to 29,000 and have a shot at 70-some thousand at the end. So, and the rough stock horses, you're seeing it. The time event horses, everybody's getting tighter because they've been in there. They're going in 8 rounds tonight. The pressure, the money, the ones that are doing good, the pressure's on to keep doing good. The ones that haven't placed, they're pushing now, so they're tighter. So it may take a little longer. And yeah, they're running a show. And we've all been on the production side at the CNFR and other rodeos. And man, you want it just snapping right along. But we've also all 3 been on the contestant side of it. And you want your fair shake because there's a lot of money up for grabs. And I don't care what rodeo it's at. The contestants, you want to give them a fair shot. But here you're on the biggest stage of them all for the biggest money of their lives. They've got to make it right.
Tonight in the E-pen of bareback horses, you have 3 Butler horses. I don't want to get on the hopping Butler pen. And so that's always kind of interesting. Something else that jumps out at me, full baggage, come back from the semi-eliminator pen back to the full-blown eliminator pen. That didn't last long. They downgraded for 1 round, and then he killed Orrin off, and so they brought him back. And that Pahuta Haka that Jess has tonight, I remember him from the other night. I haven't looked at what they marked him the other night, but that dude bucked. And then there's old Prefert's Pretty Woman. I just know her as Pretty Woman. I named that horse after my wife. Do you know that? Yeah. So the mare that Pretty Woman's out of is H12 Sue. I named her after Sue Etbauer because kind of that mare had some ties to Robert when I got her. And so each filly, I'd name her after a woman. My mom was one of them, Davy, and Rita, my mother-in-law. It was H7 Rita, Roan Rita. And then so this one, I was like, well, I want to name her after my wife, but I didn't want to just call her Jessica. So I named her Pretty Woman. So,
I love how you honor the women like that, but I am not even going to touch this, Jim Boy, because that would just turn into something bad if I started naming livestock after women in my life. So I'm just going to step away from that. Let's move on to another event.
I'd have to name one. Oh, what's her name?
Yeah.
Heidi. Wait a minute, Heidi. Who's your fantasy guy? Well, I mean, who do you have in the bareback riding on your fantasy team?
You better be more specific on that question.
Is it R.C. Landingham?
It is.
I'm sorry. He has Pretty Woman tonight. And I just don't see that going well for him.
Listen, he, although he's not won a lot of money in the rounds, I felt like he was doing pretty good in the average. And then
he's still sitting third, though.
Yeah.
He's going to get strung out. He's just too long. I mean,
no, you stop. We need to manifest a good ride. You don't talk shit like that.
If he makes it to the stage, great. That's cool for him.
I mean,
who does Clayton Bigelow have?
I'm kind of going for 21. Like, what does it matter?
Bigelow has Snapchat of WV. Who's WV? Go on, Wasey. You watching? I'm not sure who WV.
I'm just curious because he started a ride, and the next thing I know, he's on the ground last night. And from there, that's how my fantasy team went last night. I'm just like, oh, it's ugly.
We have a couple of comments that I want to make sure we come back to. Monty Shirley wants to know what's worse, the fine or getting a buzz from the stock contractor for taking too long. Does that happen?
Hot shotted. Oh, there's rumors.
kind of like Bigfoot. There's rumors and speculation, but it can't be proven.
Yeah.
And then we have another super off topic, but I think it's a really good question. When are they going to do away with 2 loops in the calf roping? They don't let the team ropers do it. And are they allowing the bulldoggers to remount?
Bulldoggers too.
The bulldoggers, I think, still can get back on, but that's just a wreck waiting to happen in that pin. Yeah. I mean, it's a wreck waiting to happen anytime somebody tries to double jump one. I think it's up to the event directors and the contestants, if they to put the rule in about 2 loops. Right now it's paying off because I think guys that are 2 looping are still decent in the average. I mean, look at last night's round in the tie down roping. I'm going to use my pro fantasy team for example. Riley Webb misses a barrier, runs it down. There's 11 or something. I'm thinking, oh, great. I mean, that was our next best shot, and he still wins 5th. And so guys that have used 2 loops and those calf ropers, I mean, when I'm roping calves now, if I'm under 15 with 1 loop, I'm fast. Those guys can be 11 or 12 seconds with 2 loops. So I don't see that changing for a while.
When did they get rid of the 3 loops in the team roping?
It's been quite a few years.
5 or 6, I bet.
Yeah. But that was a production value. The calf ropers, like I say, they're still 12 to 15 seconds. Team ropers, 25 seconds is a long time, and there's just a lot of stuff going around, a lot of ropes, a lot of.
Yeah, when they took out the 3rd loop in the team roping, that allowed for 3 concerts.
Yeah, it's more skinny jeans and laser lights because it took out the 3rd loop in the team roping.
Okay, sorry. Back to you.
No, Jess Pope is just riding phenomenal, and I think it's going to be hard. Last night, and Butch and Jeff were saying Casey Fields needs to start making his move to try to reel in Jess Pope, and Casey does in that semi-eliminator pin. I mean, he's 87, he's winning the round, and then Jess the last guy out, and boom, he's 89. I mean, Jess just looks like he is tapped in and just riding. I mean, that was the semi-eliminators, and beating that horse to the ground. Just, I'm not saying make it look easy because it's not, but Jess just looks like he's a notch above everybody else right now. Now there's 3 rounds left. Let's see how it unfolds.
So just so that I can provide some type of legitimacy to my rodeo knowledge, since my fantasy team is I just want to remind everyone that I've been talking about Cole Reiner since 2020. And then he comes in first, leading the world, comes into the NFR leading the world. He's had a consistent NFR. Where's he at after last night?
Cole after last night, let's see. Cole, he is sitting 5th in the average. I mean, Cole was 83.5 in round 1, didn't place. 83 in round 2. 83.5 in round 3, he wins a 5th. 89 in round 4, wins that round. Comes back 84, then 85.5, and then 79 last night. So he's won 2 checks. I mean, he came in with the lead, but he's won 2 checks. It's not like he's riding bad. He's just kind of been on the weaker end of the horses, or, it's just – and that's what I've noticed with, like I said, I took Bigelow on my fantasy team because he's coming down. He's a 2019 world champion. The kid can ride. He's not a kid anymore, but he can ride. He's one of the best in the world. They can get in great value. He just hasn't seemed to draw the horses he's needed. And now last night in that pen, it's 7 head. They're pretty sore. And you get one that does some duck dive, and all of a sudden your bind's cracking, you're on the ground. So
what did Cole draw tonight?
I got too many things up. I think quickly looking here, and I'm not fast enough for you guys. Sorry, didn't do my homework. But I think Casey Field has the big gray horse that Shadbolt was really going after, making a good ride the other night, and spurred over his head and got in trouble. I think that's what Casey has, so that could be really good if that's the case. Your guy, Cole Reiner, Butler's bad influence. Neutrino's bad influence. So he'll be sore.
So what you're saying is the guys in the bareback riding are fixing to get a jerkin tonight. All of them.
Yeah, if you're sore already, you ain't going to feel any better tomorrow.
An ice bath's going to feel good is what you're saying?
I would like to see him win the gold buckle.
That ain't happening this year. Sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say it's
not saying it can't next year.
Yeah.
It's a fickle sport we all play.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about some steer wrestling.
All right. It was a big tie from the Big Sky. Ty Erickson wins another round, 3-7. But the cool thing, and I'm not taking away from Ty winning the round, I'm glad. It was coming. Dirk Tavener, 3-8. I was pulling for Dirk. He's not even on my fantasy team. Got to know Dirk from the college finals. He made the NFR last year after being on the bubble for so many years. But he's got a torn MCL, ACL. I think his whole knee's tore. And I thought it was at Puyallup, but it wasn't. It was like a week or 2 before the finals practicing where he tore his knee up.
Oh, shoot.
And so he's coming in not just sore, but freshly tore up. 3-8 last night. Finally gets a check. JD Struxness wins 3rd, 3-9. To get a check last night, 4-2. There's where I got some money for my fantasy team. The Louisiana Lightning Bolt Tristan Martin strikes again at 6th. Tanner Bruner places again after being kind of cold to start the finals. He places in 2 rounds. And Rowdy Parrott's 4 flat. But the guys playing out for the world title didn't place last night. Stetson Jorgensen was 1 out of the money. Will Loomis didn't place. Kyle Irwin slipped to 2nd in the average, I believe, behind, I can tell you right here, behind Rowdy Parrott. Vegas Pack goes long last night, breaks a barrier. That kind of, like I say, there's 3 rounds left, but he was in the hunt for a world title, but the average is going to have to play a part in it. And, projected world standings with 3 rounds left starting tonight in the steer wrestling, still predicting Stetson Jorgensen, then Will Loomis, then Kyle Irwin. But that all changes nightly depending on what happens. But it was Big Ty Erickson from Montana with the round win last night. Once again, and I talked to Luke. I did talk to Luke yesterday. I said, hey, what's going on? I said, the hazing, it's tough enough. But he goes, I don't know, because he's in the building a few nights. He's in the stands. He's not down there. He goes, those steers are just beating everybody. And like they were saying, the Bulldogger's going with his nod or right there, and you're trying to anticipate it, but you can't be in front of them. And And then two of the best Hazen horses are hurt. Metallica, and I forget what the other one is. They're hurt. And you're really seeing it this year not having those horses there, because I've seen more missed hazes or guys behind on the haze. Steersers having to go out, reach out to the right and get one. So,
yeah. I see we're past the halfway point, but we're gonna take a little break here, and then when we get back from our break, let's talk about the Pro Fantasy round winner.
No, let's not. No, not today.
Funny. All right. Hey, you guys, special shout out to CeeLo Cinches. They are custom made, handmade mohair cinches and breast collars. Find them on Facebook, CIELO, CeeLo Cinches. I have this one saved in my phone as Owen's breast collar. So my kids are going to be surprised under the tree. And that means that I get all of my tack back. That's what that means.
You mean they're not watching our show?
No, they're not watching our show. Listen,
this is family friendly.
It is family friendly, but I told my kids that I would pay them $2,000 if they did not create any social media accounts until they were 18.
Oh, you got off cheap.
And they don't know this, but there's room for negotiation there, because I know that I got off cheap. Anyways, no, they're not watching. Listen, our fantasy team, our fantasy league was close last night. And I will tell you that I did not buy the insurance, and my dad did not buy the insurance, and it hasn't hit me, but it definitely bit my dad last night because he didn't have a bull rider to go off of. So the round 7 winner for the second time this week we've seen this gentleman is Cowboy Up with Mike Perry. And by less than just a little over $1,000.
I mean, right there.
Yeah. I was his winnings were 89,773 and Casper 1958 was 88,763.
He's kicked out of the league.
Yeah, you can only win once. What is this?
This is Everybody Gets a Prize League.
Yeah, that's the name for one next year. Everybody Gets a Prize League.
I'm so happy to announce that I am not number 20.
You're in the top 19 now.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Hey, but that's how bad mine was. I dropped 4 spots in our average last night. I won a total of 12,000 with my team.
It was, I think.
Finally, Charlotte just goes. But by the time the saddle bronc roll around and Wyatt gets bucked off, she goes, our team is not going to win anything tonight. I'm like, thanks for the positive vibes, honey. Hey, is anybody else's significant other just ready for the finals to be over so we get back to just regular life?
Mine don't have a chance. She does what I tell her.
She must not be watching today, Jim boy.
All right, the team roping.
I like how you segue out of that. Tyler Wade, Trey Yates, strike again, 3-9. Then Tryon and Corkill, 4 flat. Chad Masters, Joseph Harrison, 4-4. Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins, 4-4. They split 3rd and 4th. 5th and 6th was split between Clay Smith and Jake Long and Jake Orman and Bryce Kreitz and Cody Snow and Wesley Thorpe. And then it went to legs, misses. It was a tough round in the team rope. I mean, you look back at the top of it, 4 or 5 wins the last hole. Yeah, not really, but man, there was one round where they were just blitzing them right from the get-go. It was hot, and then by the time the team roping rolled around, I think it's when I put on Facebook, I was like, spoiler alert, they have the eliminator pin and everything tonight. Hope not in the barrels, and that jumped up and bit me in the butt too. But yeah, Tyler Wade and Trey Yates, they go out and win the round. So last night, coming in for the average, there was one team that had them all caught, and they catch another one, Tanner Thompson and Patrick Smith. I believe they're 4-5 last night. I can tell you right now, they were 4-4 plus 5, so 9-4. But mathematically, they're 100,000 behind Caleb Driggers and Gina DeGeta. But with right at 29,000 around left, 4 rounds in the average, there's a lot of money. And Junior and Caleb are fourth in the average. Well, then Caleb hickeys a horn. They fish it off, and they get a time. Tanner Patrick go knock one down. They're going to place good around without that leg. But the other two teams that were ahead of Caleb and Junior in the average take no times. Coleman Proctor, who needs to come back on our show because it seemed to work for him, and ever since he's been off, he's not done as well, needs to come back. And then there was one other team. Oh, I forget who it was off the top of my head now. Oh, the Miners, I think, took a no time, or somebody took a no time. Driggers and Negata are sitting second in the average. They have not placed. I'm looking at it right now in the average. They have only placed twice this week in the team roping. They have placed in round 2. They split third and fourth, and sixth in round 4. They were third in round 1. Excuse me, they're 4-7, 4-4 for third. Rope a leg in round 3. Rope a leg in round 4. No time in round 5. Rope a leg in round 6, and have to fish off illegal head catch last night. They've got two clean runs placed with the leg, and they're sitting second in the average. So, I mean, their dream season continues. They're not having the finals they wanted, but also it's kind of like when you have a rabid badger cornered, you don't want to go in there and touch them, and I think they have nothing to lose. The arena record might be in jeopardy tonight with those guys, or the next 3 nights.
Yeah.
The Crossfire has been a point of contention all week, and somebody sent me a message, and I kind of read it wrong a while ago, but they're pointing out that in 23, if there's 3 judges utilized at a rodeo, then the third judge will be over on the fence, and they have to confer. He has to confer with the flagger and agree on a crossfire or not. That might take longer than official replay. I don't know, but last night, you go back and watch Joseph Harrison's run last night. My wife was like,
I honestly,
I ain't saying nothing.
He threw that rope, and I was trying to look for the flagger behind him in the picture, just giving the crossfire signal. Because I'm thinking, Chad took another swing, run him down there, and Joseph ate him up. But I'm thinking, if they got Jake Long, I'm thinking here comes another one, and then rides off. I'm like, I'm not making the call, but wow.
Hey, yeah, and Cody, he's been watching our show, and former student of mine, been judging. I appreciate him coming back and getting into judging. He had to deal at a high school rodeo here a few years ago. Had to make a call, and there was a lot of people come down on him. I said, just keep at it.
Make your call.
I can't explain to him. That's your call. That's the way you saw it. That's fine. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
so.
no,
I kind of agree with Lucy on this one, but again, like that's their call.
And I think, I don't know because I'm not there. Talking to a few people, it was almost like on Jake Long, it was a makeup call for round 2. Honestly, it's like, man, we let him slide, so we're going to get him in the next one, or in round 4. Well, you can't have makeup calls. I mean, they may have it in basketball and football and this and that, but come on.
Have you heard about, Jayton was telling me last night about the meme or the little deal, whatever, about referees in football getting together? What do you think? Should we call it? Well, I don't know. I have that kicker on my fantasy league team,
Yeah.
So I think that's been kind of getting discussed,
Well, and then
I'd almost promise you, them guys are probably told not to play.
Well, I think it's got to be like in the NFL, and the NBA. You can't bet on it. You can't play it. Can contestants even play pro fantasy? Because I don't see. I guess they can. Coleman said he's got teams, so I guess that's all right. You're not going to tank yourself for your pro fantasy. Oh, I'm going to win a buckle.
I just don't see us shaving points.
No. But but I can see the judges saying, "Hey, guys," or the PRC saying, "You cannot be part of this." So
or just the judges making that call on their own.
Yeah, well, and that's one of those deals too. It's angles. We know it. It's angles. It's position. It's how you see it, where you're at, and like from where Joseph and Chad were, they're farther down the arena. That judge was farther away. He had separation. He saw it different than when Jake Long and Clay Smith went at one. It was right there. He was right. He was almost in the action, so close he couldn't. he got lost in the wash. Where that Joseph was far down the arena, it may have looked like that steer really was moving across the pin. Not on television, but tell you what, if I could take that shot and was consistent with it, I'd be doing it all day long.
Yeah, I can take it.
Well, I can throw right there. It's not nearly as pretty or looks just like that. And when you're heeling on your head horse, he doesn't stop like that. Joseph's horse was sliding around the corner and getting there. My head horse is punching in on his front end and bobbing his head, and it's really fun. Oh, hey,
so Amy, we talked about the 3 loops for the team roping just a little bit earlier, but they used to be able to carry 3 loops, and they changed it. I'm guessing time.
Yeah.
Calf ropers can carry 2 loops and still be under 12, 15 seconds. For team ropers, it takes a little while and quite a bit of stuff. So, and it was voted on. It wasn't like a mandate thing.
Right. I can't be 15 seconds tying a calf from the post with the calf tied, Those guys are amazing athletes.
Did we talk about the tie down?
No, we had saddle bronc, then we go to tie down. Whatever. Hey, you're the conductor. You tell us where you want to go.
You're the one that has to talk, so you go.
I have to talk.
You cannot skip the saddle bronc riding today, Heidi.
Hey.
No, what do you mean? Why?
Let's see what happened.
The classic event of rodeo.
I remember last night there was some kid from Canada that won his 3rd round in a row. What horse did he have though? What was? Oh, was that a Garden City something or other horse? Garden City gal, Dawson or was it Logan Hay? Sorry, I get them switched. Logan Hay goes 3 in a row, so ding near $90,000. He jumped to 2nd in the average, and Garden City gal and Logan Hay put on one heck of a show last night.
And I think there was, I seen where somebody thought Zeke kind of took it in the shorts. Did he win 2nd?
He won 2nd with 88.5.
But that horse buck, but Garden City gal, them judges are going to award them swoops, them mallards, we call it, ducks and dives, and she ain't easy. She's pounding the ground. I'm not saying she's just fantastic, best horse ever, but that's a cool ride.
That was a really cool ride. And well, was it in the bareback or the saddle bronc riding? It might have been the bareback where the Butch and Jeff are like, the score so far like a 1979 NFR, 72, 73.5, 74. But last night, like I say, Logan on Garden City gal, 90 points for the win. Zeke Thurston, he's got a 6-point lead over Logan Hay in the average. He was 88.5 for 2nd. 3rd, Lefty Holman comes back after the no score the night before, kind of take him out of the world title race, 87. Then Cade Bruno, 86.5 for 4th, 5th, 6th split. And more money going back north of the border. Dawson Hay was 86, and he split that with somewhere on here. I can't find it. Kobe, I can't. My computer's all messed up. But it was a great – he had to be 86 to win a check last night. But still, okay, so the big news is going into last night, projected world champion was Stetson Wright. He was winning the average right up there. That horse was straight up dirty. And I put it on Facebook, said, spoiler alert, Stetson Wright is human, but it wasn't a dig. I don't think the good Lord Almighty could have rode that horse through that swoop turn back dive that Stetson had last night. That was straight up nasty right there. What horse was that, Jim Boy, last night Stetson got smoked on?
No. Golly, you're going to have to warn me when you do this to me.
Sorry.
Here, answer this question. Do we dare ask who Garden City gal is named after?
Well, I put a deal on my Facebook talking about that. Who did you ask who drew who last night?
Oh, just who Stetson had last night. That was just
Hellboy. Or
Cody?
Double take from Powder River.
From Powder River.
I was on the wrong night.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I put a deal on my Facebook page. For those that didn't see, go to my Facebook page, and I bucked her as a 3-year-old at a ranch rodeo, and I normally don't put ranch bronc riders on my colts. And But I took her to a rancher. I took a trailer load and went down there and picked up and helped Mike Greenleaf put that rodeo on Patrick. And a former bull rider of mine got on her, a kid that went to college finals, Zach Parkin, and he was on a team, pretty handy kid, and drew her, and it was a wild. I mean, she bucked. I mean, and she had, you can look at them pictures on my Facebook page. She had him, if he wouldn't have had a night latch, I mean, his spur was in his butt, and his face was almost hitting her knees a couple of jumps, and so that's why I named her Hangover. She didn't have a name when I took her down there, and then after that, when Justin Keith's wife sent me them pictures, and I decided to name her Hangover. And then when I sold her, Dustin changed her name to Garden City Gal. Thought hangovers were inappropriate, but as you can see here, times there's a good hangover. So
yeah, see, the best hangover you're ever going to want in Vegas is right here with us.
We're the best hangover you'll ever have.
Beisel bombs for everybody. Oh.
And then when you get up the next morning, you can have some Frontier Black Rifle coffee. Wait, Frontier Black Rifle Community Coffee.
Yes.
Is there that much money in coffee, really? I mean,
I've already talked to some guy about grinding the NFR Hangover blend right now for us. How do you cure your hangover from the NFR? Watch the NFR Hangover and drink NFR Hangover coffee.
Tom Miller was telling me the other day, he said a guy several years ago moved here from California back in the 70s, 80s, whatever. And Tom said probably the dumbest decision I ever did was he asked me if I wanted to go in partnership on a coffee house with him here in town. And he's like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. People ain't going to buy $3 cup of coffee. It should be free anyhow. And he says, now, hell, look at it. They're paying $6 and $7 for a cup of coffee. So
it's not even coffee. Some of those coffee houses, they are the biggest milkshake makers in the country now, is what they are. I took my daughter to one the other day. I said, what do you want? She goes, oh, it's cold. You know, this was a week ago. It's cold. I want something. All right. So we go through a drive-thru. I want a iced blended triple caramel macchiato frappuccino mocha latte. I'm like, that's a shake. I said, that's a 12,000 calorie shake right there. No, it's coffee. Just because they sprinkle coffee beans on top doesn't make it coffee. She got it because she's my daughter and I'm wrapped around her little finger, but
no less.
Tie down roping. You want to talk about a round that was like back in the 80s? I mean, last night, 13-5 wins 6th. Riley Webb, 11-5 was 5th. Kincaid Henry, 7-1, wins the round. Hunter Heron, the KG veteran, 7-6. Corey Solomon, 8 flat. Caleb Schmitz at the end of the round knows it's a soft round. Got a calf that tries pretty good. He goes down, ties him at 10-5. Still wins 4th. Wins another 12,000. He's still leading the average by 8 seconds over Corey Solomon. It just, like I said, I don't know if it's total feed, if it's Purina, if it's nitrous, if it's steroids, whatever they're feeding the time event stock. They want to back it off because it's high octane and it's running through all 3 events because those calf roping calves, they're shooting out of the gates. The steer wrestling steers are trying the hazing horses, and the team roping steers, I think some of them got invisible barriers over their horns and their feet. I don't know what it is, but last night, them calves damn sure made those guys work.
I'll tell you this: the contractor that owns them calves, he's just hoping he gets out of Vegas with the same amount that he came there with, and they all still have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Well, so also, I mean, Jeff and Butch were talking about it. Like last night's stock, is it just the timed event or was it just the calves? But those calves are coming back in the 10th round, so it's going to make the 10th round
all the timed events.
Yeah. So everybody's going to have to compete on those ones again.
Yeah, those were round 1, round 4, round 1, 5, 7, and 10. Or yeah.
It's not the calf's fault if you sit down and don't get your tip down.
What?
Whose fault is it? What the heck?
You still got to stay up and get your tip down and get one roped.
That's true. No, it wasn't the stock in any of its fault. I mean, it was just made for fun to call them the eliminators, but you could just see guys pushing, guys missing the barrier. Like they said last night, John Dowsh, after blitzing one at 6-6, winning second the night before, he's drawing the extra. The calf, for some reason they had to go to the extra. The reason that calf was pulled as an extra, he wasn't as good. John misses a barrier and he gets smoked. I mean, he like say he gets run to the back end and misses him. There were chances for guys last night to move up in the average. The Louisiana calf roper's got a world championship. Shane Hanchey, he 2 loops won last night. Tough Cooper, and I knew he came in with a torn quad or a torn hamstring. He hurt it at the roping down in San Angelo a couple of weeks before the finals. And he's just not had a very good finals at all. But last night, he gets it on one that cast down when he gets there, and he just rolls him over and ties him. His legs, I think he's hurt a lot worse than people knew coming in. And so you're seeing the wear and tear even in the timed events of what it's doing on these guys. It's the steer wrestling's physical on the tight end roping. The team roping is not as physical, but just the schedule that these guys are on and girls are on are out there. There's a lot of obligations to their sponsors, to the fans that they've got to do throughout the day. And you can tell they've been out there going on 10 days more already, these contestants.
Yeah. Yeah, we think we're tired.
All right, let's go.
We talked about that before, how some of them barrel racers, they show up, get on. I mean, the horse is already kind of warmed up. Brittany Posey told me that one time. She basically gets on, runs. When she gets out, she hands them off, and she's gone to do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the other 2 nights ago. That Bailey Chota, who's the barrel racing rookie of the year, has got to go out and get her buckle. And then she's the first barrel racer out. She's got to run back. Somebody's holding her lightning bolt rocket of a horse back there in that alley. Could you imagine that? Her helper, like, please come get your horse. Please come get your horse. Please come get your horse. But she's got to jump on, get her.
And go.
Get on and go. If she bans her feet, I don't know. But that's a lot of just like hurry up and go. But speaking of last night, and I made the funny comment after 3 events, eliminators out. And all the events hope they're not in the barrels. And sure enough, the eliminators come out in the barrels.
Oh, yeah. Way to go,
I
Tony.
didn't put the curse on it.
Listen, I think that you could feel the entire crowd, even their hearts drop when Lisa hit that barrel.
Yes.
Because she was making a go this year. And
you know what, though? Average-wise, Lisa is 5th. She's 4 seconds out of the top spot. She's the first one with a hit barrel. But in front of her is Wenda Johnson, Shelly Morgan, Sissy Wynn, and Bailey Choate. Anything can happen with 3 rounds left. They're predicting Wenda Johnson is your world champion right now. But like I said, they're projecting. Yeah, it's exactly. Boy, a lot of people were going after Janie Johnson last night. Like, she cursed her. She said all she needed was 4 more clean runs. You would never say that. I think the crowd favorite, Lisa has been a crowd favorite and a fan favorite for a long time. She never quite got over the hump and got a gold buckle on Louis. And this would just be the icing on the cake with her career and for all our horses. And we're all pulling for her. 3 rounds left. You never know what can happen. And it changes, like I say, it changes in a split second in all the events. But last night's round winner was Wenda Johnson, 13-6. The ground seemed fast last night, but, man, that first barrel, that ground didn't want to hold. I saw more horses slip at the backside of that first barrel last night than I have this week.
Emily's got to the point where, like, if they can keep them clean, everybody just knows that she's going to be right at the top.
Yeah, she's going to clock. I mean, she's a 6'8" last night. She wins, splits 4th and 5th.
You know what's interesting about Chongo is he doesn't really look like he's running.
Chongo looks like a locomotive. He just looks like the big powerhouse. I mean,
did you watch Derek Begay's deal?
Yeah.
What'd he say? I didn't see it.
I don't know what page is on, but they had Derek Begay explaining barrel racing. You can see he other horses go 4 strides around the barrel.
Yeah.
He goes 3.
He goes 3, 1, 2, 3. He's like drawing on the screen. It's funny. They play like this part. Can we do the team roping? Can I critique the team roping and then they bring in barrel racing?
Yeah.
And then he stops her in the alley. See, she's happy. And he draws a smiley face on her face.
That's awesome. That's
pretty good.
Now, I mean, Chongo, he is just a powerhouse. I think he would have made heck of a head horse. Boy, big, powerful, pretty horse. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, Jim Boy.
Before we go on to the next event, it's like an NRA meeting. Got to go back to the calf roping. I did have a question last night. Why don't any of the calf ropers carry 2 strings anymore?
It's not cool. I don't know, because, yeah, that's something, I mean, you saw for a long time. I mean, makes sense. If you miss string one, just go to the second string. Maybe they figure they're not going to win if they got to go to it. And
they call that straight stringing one, what one of them did the other night.
Yeah, where they grab instead of putting the back over their leg, they just stick their thumb and their finger, hold it, and wrap them up and
grab the Honda and hold it on the front leg and get around. Because the rule doesn't actually say you have to string the front leg.
Nope, you just have to go around all 3, one full wrap around all 3 feet.
Yeah. All right. Just want to make that clear.
I did not know that. I didn't see that at all. Clearly, I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Well, this comes from a teenager who is studying calf roping and trying to, but he strings from the belt.
Good question.
What about who was that wrecked? Was that last night or the night before? The calf roper? Was that Ty Harris?
It was
this one. And when he got back on his horse, his jerk line was still in his belt. I'm like,
well, he got on the other side.
Yeah, he wrapped his horse up. Well, and that was when he missed. He rolled around there, and Joe goes, "Oh no, that's Cody Old Corner," where Cody blew his knee out. And then all of a sudden, there's just this wreck. I'm just like, way to foreshadow, Joe. Way to foreshadow.
He didn't even look like he was trying to get off. He just fell off.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, the horse just,
It was weird.
Oh.
Speaking of falling off, tonight in the bull riding, if you ain't rode one yet, you are limited on your time in the chute tonight, okay?
Hey.
Because there was a post on Facebook the other day about taking too long to shoot and sliding up and riding. And, you knew what you had last night, and these are the buckers tonight. And I'm sorry if you're not really craving getting on tonight, then just turn out. But they're gonna buck. You better bring your game.
Hey, Donnie Gay has got the comment of the final so far. There'll be a lot of good attempts tonight in the bull riding. Last night he said, "Yeah, it's not going to win the." They're excited about the bulls they got. And there'll be a lot of good attempts tonight in the bull riding. He didn't say rides. He said attempts, and he nailed it because 3 rides last night.
2 guys saved a lot of money going to one guy by doing the day money drag.
Yeah. Trevor Kastner, 90.5 points. I mean, wins the round by far and away. Josh Frost and Stetson Wright, who are battling for the average and essentially the world title, but I think Stetson's got a pretty good lead. Josh at 5.5 seconds. He's hanging on the side. I mean, he does the death grip drag, 69.5 points. Stetson's next, and it's kind of like Josh Frost. And I did a spoiler alert. Josh Frost has topped that. Stetson Wright holding my beer because at 4 seconds, Stetson's down underneath his bull, hanging on, doesn't touch the ground, and he's 75.5 points. But that put, Trevor Kastner gets 36,997, almost 37,000. Stetson, I mean, it's a good thing he placed because he's had a really slow finals, wins another 30,000, almost 31,000. Josh wins 25,000. And that was the semi-eliminator pin. The eliminators are tonight, right? In the bulls?
I think so. I think that's what they consider them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no chiseled is out. So that says enough right there.
Yeah. Well, and I got to talk with CJ Aragon because he told me he was going to go have lunch with Kai and tell Kai to make it look harder. Kai didn't need to make it look that hard last night. Jeez.
Good. He should have rode that bull as a college practice pin bull. And don't take me wrong, all you fans out there. I'm not saying he was easy. You know what I'm saying, Tony.
Oh, yeah. No, well, at least looked like
it was not easy, right? He's out of line, just, But
he was out of line. It just looked like Kai was expecting that bull, and Donnie said he expected that bull to turn back and come underneath him. That bull felt him off to the side and just kept moving away, and he could never get back over to him.
Yeah, that little horse they talk about, you talk about out in front of Walmart. It's just, really nice.
Yeah.
Well, this one, it's like one that's glitching, just kind of.
Well, it's like the bucking machine when the guy just double taps it, just real quick on the controller. Oh.
He just seemed like he was expecting.
He was waiting for something to happen, and it wasn't there. But just an update on Stetson Wright. He's at 753,000 for the year right now. So, he's having a tough finals.
Yeah. Awesome.
So he's getting really close. He's getting really close to my salary that they pay me.
Yeah, real close.
He's getting close to my lifetime earnings when I die at 100.
I want to give you an opportunity to talk about your rough stock school one more time.
Oh, yeah. The end of January, bareback bronc riding school. Passed the word. This is the first year we're requiring applications for it. I'm just kind of wanting some quality instead of just quantity this year. Not that we've had a lot of good kids come through here, but
yeah.
I can't see what
the RCA.
Please don't find me. Thanks in advance.
You're gonna have to save that other one. Yeah. Not today, but it has happened.
Hey, you want to know why? It's because I kept looking at my sign today. Let others talk.
I feel like we're in an elementary school classroom.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
What grade does your wife teach?
She is teaching. She's 4th, 5th, and 6th with. This is really cool. Laura Driggers, Caleb Driggers' mom. She team teaches with her. Peyton Bray's aunt teaches at that school. My daughter is thriving out here at this White Horse Christian Academy out here in Stephenville. There's 98 kids total on campus, K through 12, and they've got online classes. But yeah, so like I said, our pro fantasy team, if they went to White Horse or graduated, Riley Webb's a graduate. We were either picked in Jay Corkill or Patrick Smith in the team rope. And I was just like, okay. This is
whatever. This
coolest thing though is they roped the dummy at recess, these kids. It's just
right.
It's the school bus says "Not today, Satan." They got a bumper sticker that says "Not today, Satan" on it. It is awesome. Vanessa Halford and her crew down there. Kylie found this school herself before we even moved out here. She's going to be a sophomore. Stephenville High is a big high school. There's another one, Huckabee, that she could have gone through. She got online, found it, brought the application, filled out to Charlotte. I'm like, this is where I want to go to school. There's an application process. She applied, and then they called Charlotte right at the end of May, like, hey, we have a spot for you.
Awesome.
It worked out great. So.
That worked out. All right, we're past the 10 o'clock hour. Do you guys have any shout outs that you want to do?
I just want to give you a shout out because for producing this, Heidi. You're putting up with two, I'd like to say alpha personalities, but I think we're clown personalities more than anything. And I just, I truly enjoy doing this with you and Jim Boy, and we have fun. And Jim Boy lined up a great guest for us today. I'm glad it really worked out.
Yeah, now we have something to give her a hard time about.
Yeah, no, I just thank you for all your hard work and Jim Boy for all you do. And it's been really fun. And I know we got a few shows left. So I hope people keep tuning in. I hope they like what they see, what we bring to the table, because we're not the Cowboy Channel. We're not Justin McKee and Tommy Clowery. We're a lot better looking. I'm just going to keep throwing digs in, but no, I enjoy it. And you guys, it's fun to do it. But honestly, like Heidi says, you guys out there, the Jim Boy segment, no, we can't do that. We're keeping this family friendly. And with the stars and stuff, but not even that. Let your friends know if they don't know about our show. You guys get out there and share it, because we want to build our platform. We want as many followers and people to watch as we can, because we enjoy doing it, and I just have fun doing it. And I think it brings a different element for some people in the rodeo world. So that's my shameless plug for our show.
I have a couple of things to add to that. Yeah, everybody share it, because it's I was saying this morning, like, golly, when Heidi says, when she mentions next gen, be like, you're gonna have to give me a while, because it's some work. Just trying to line up somebody, to join us and everything. But yeah, share it tell people about it, get it out there, and not that I'm worried about making any money off of it, but Like I told the dude from the Cowboy Channel page, the unofficial Cowboy Pan, this morning, we're just passionate about rodeo. We want to get the word out there and help educate fans. The other thing, I've been standing on the fence about the young bareback rider, okay? Because when his judgment day comes, that's going to be between him and the good Lord above. And most all of us are going to forget that this little episode this week even happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't care if you're 90 or nothing, hang and drag and tear the sponsor boards off the fence at my rodeo. But I will say this. He did something last night that I seen. And I've preached about it before on Facebook, and I've carried extra trash cans behind the bucking chutes when the bareback riders are all back there taping. If you're a bareback rider,
I saw that.
I don't care where you're at. If you're in a practice pen or on the big stage, you do not litter. It is not. I don't care. Don't throw that tape down. You find a trash can, because I'm going to guess the majority of you guys never pick up trash after rodeo, and I do. I pick up trash. I help my kids after every rodeo I host, and I host quite a few rodeos. I'm responsible for several rodeos, and the whole cussing, whatever. That's between you and your parents and God, but don't throw tape down the arena or behind it.
That's true. No, I saw that. I thought of you as soon as he did that, Jim Boy. I thought as he's riding out, and it's almost like you did it to the poor gate guy, and he wasn't. But it's like threw it down. I'm thinking, oh, Jim Boy. Yep.
That's funny. Jayden looked at me like, uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
Somebody's in trouble.
All right.
Hey, Earl, thank you very much. Earl Escobar like I say, he's out there in California. I know it's early. We appreciate you watching every morning, Earl. Thank you very much.
Cody Morris says, I quit taping my glove because of that. Just kidding.
Balin twine.
All right.
Balin twine too.
Oh, I love how people cut their hay open, feed it, and then they cut another bale. What's that? First hay twine going to just magically disappear?
You can ask kids on my team. I'll find it. And
right when you guys started talking about it,
I tie their gate shut with it down here. Like I'll spend 30 minutes tying a kid's gate shut.
I picked your twine up for you.
Oh. All right, guys. I've got to go take my wife and daughter lunch. That's the joys of not helping them in the mornings this morning. So I told them I'd bring them lunch. All right, guys. All right. Great show. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, for sure. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're at the tail end. Things are getting super exciting in the fantasy rodeo, but also super exciting in the gold buckle race. So stay tuned. Also, one more shout out. Listen, Mr. Josh Foy and I are real estate agents in the state of Wyoming. So if you guys are buying or selling real estate and we are not serving in your area, it's okay. Give us a call. We can make a referral and help you find a real estate agent that can serve your needs. And if you are buying or selling in Wyoming, give us a call. We'd love to help you guys. Now, that's the last plug of the day. We will see you guys tomorrow.